Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another UFC fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the full card of fights for UFC Fight Night, Muhammad versus Bonfim. So, without further ado, let's get to our first fight on the card. Let's scroll on down. Okay, so first fight we have in the women's strawweight division, we got Souza versus Carnelossi. And how do I feel about this one right here is, no need to beat around the bush. Low confidence Souza. Souza beat Carnelossi. Not like, oh my god, this is an amazing pick. Souza should be a lock favorite, like all this stupid stuff. It's a momentum pick. Carnelossi actually fought her before, actually stopped her with like a body kick in third round about 5 years ago. But I feel like Carnelossi has plateaued, and she also probably was on drugs outside the UFC. She can't be on drugs as much inside the UFC, and it's definitely showing for the most part in the UFC. I think she got like 2 wins in the UFC if that, and one that was a DQ victory, which was getting dominated. So, yeah. It is what it is. But, Carnelossi not looking the best. Souza, she's developing, especially in striking, grappling defense improving a little bit. Again, not to where I would love it to make a little average confidence or that would reflect where the odds are. But, Souza's been looking better. She's been improving. Carnelossi's been declining, struggling to find wins. I think Souza can address the grappling enough and be the better striker here, push the pace, and beat Carnelossi by decision. So, in this one, I got Souza via decision. Now to our next fight we have in the flyweight division, we got Chaves versus Duben. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go low confidence Chaves to beat Duben. Duben's just raw. I don't really feel like she has any real technique to what she does. She does have some power, heavy hand, and maybe she will develop some striking, and that's why I like low confidence. Better technique, but that's why it's low confidence. But Chaves, she's shown to be tougher. She's shown to be more technical. She's shown the ability to go hard 15 minutes against a very credible competitor. And Duben has not shown me that. So I got to go with a fighter that looks more rounded. A fighter that has shown me the ability to battle through adversity. A fighter that has shown me the technique. And it's not like she's technically sloppy, particularly anywhere. I'm not saying she's phenomenal anywhere, but I think she's solid enough to not just get hit by a big, sloppy shot. So I think she can play smart, pick her shots well, let the fight settle in a little bit. Don't try to rush in too much and get caught by something big from Duben, because that's really where I feel Duben can find her advantage. But I feel like Chaves is a better overall fighter, clearly. Duben will have the power. That's about it. And I think, again, Chaves' chin is sturdy. She's tough. She got heart. And I think she'll be able to outwork and break down Duben, maybe even stop her late in this one. But I'll say decision for Chaves. So, in this one, I got Chaves via decision. Now to the next fight we have in the featherweight division, we got Leavitt versus Brito. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go low confidence Leavitt to beat Brito. So Brito actually had a couple fights where I feel like he showed stuff that Leavitt would be able to do to him. What's the name? Sabatini. Not to say he's better, Leavitt's better or worse than Sabatini, but I think he's relatively in the stratosphere. So. And I think he can do similar things. And I think he's a better striker than Sabatini. So kind of relatively in the same stratosphere. I would probably say Sabatini's better, but Leavitt's somewhere around here. Now, he's not down here. He's somewhere around here to Sabatini as far as grappling. And I think he can have similar success, take him down, control him very well, Brito. And who else was it? Who was that one guy? That guy was winning. We started talking trash and he got submitted. But that guy was taking him down and controlling him pretty well. So those are at least 2 fights that were in the UFC. And I think Leavitt can do a similar thing. And unlike the other guy not get submitted, and similar to Sabatini, do a similar thing. Maybe not as well as Sabatini, but I think he could do it credible enough. And also Brito got bad pacing, bad cardio. He's very explosive, very damaging. He can submit you, he could knock you out. But he also is liable to be taken down and held down and also gas out after the first round and again, be even more susceptible to getting taken down and laid on. But low confidence Leavitt. I think he's credible enough on the feet. He's pretty durable. And I think he has what it takes to be able to, if necessarily, go through the fire to get the takedowns and then be able to wear Brito out and maybe even submit him late in the fight. But Leavitt has not really shown to be a great submission finisher, whether it be with the strikes or his grappling. So I'll say decision. I think he'll be a competitive fight, but I think Leavitt will be able to get takedowns. I think he'll be able to get large amount of control time, maybe make some good ground and pound, make some decent submission attempts. But I don't feel what am I saying? But I don't feel he'll get a TKO finish. I don't feel like he'll get a submission finish. I feel like it'll be a decision finish. I said decision finish. I feel like it'll be a decision victory. And might even be a split decision, to be honest, because Brito might deal more damage in the fight. Not saying he'll deal crazy damage, but it might be like a fight where he might be the only one that's kind of landing heavy strike. Like not dropping him, not busting him up or nothing like that. It might be a case where Leavitt's getting takedowns, controlling him, but not really dealing no damage. So it might be like one of those fights. But Leavitt will, I think, get a lot of control time, maybe about 7-8 minutes control time. And Brito, again, might have like 10 really solid shots. I'm not saying they're going to drop him or nothing. Maybe a dig to the body, maybe a couple heavy leg kicks, maybe an overhand that will partially graze, but like, whereas Leavitt might be touching you a little light little leg kick, maybe a little teep to the body, to the ground, a couple little slaps and taps here and there. And Brito probably might land 17 significant strikes to Leavitt's 10 significant strikes. And Leavitt might overall land 30 strikes, but again, a lot of them just being taps and stuff. And, you know, judges might say, oh, you were controlling, but you weren't doing damage. And that might make the fight closer than what it is. But yeah, I can see Jordan Leavitt getting takedowns, controlling for a large portion of this fight, and I see him beating Joe Anderson Brito by decision. So, in this one, I have Jordan Leavitt via decision. Now, the next fight, we have in the women's bantamweight division, we got Chelsea Chandler versus Priscilla Cachoeira. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go low confidence Chelsea Chandler to beat Priscilla Cachoeira. And yeah, Priscilla Cachoeira really don't show any evolution. She got big power. That's about it. Doesn't have great fight IQ. Never really developed an offensive or defensive grappling game too much. Chelsea Chandler is the bigger fighter. She's the more well-rounded fighter. She's tough. She's game. You can say, oh, Chandler ain't got a good chin. She got knocked out by Jocelyn Edwards, but Priscilla Cachoeira also got knocked out by Jocelyn Edwards. So their chins in relatively the same spot. And yeah, leaning more around the fight. Because not like Priscilla Cachoeira will come in here, she's going to mix anything up. She's going to come in and try to swing and knock her head off. And she has had several fights where she's been taken down in control to decisions or ground and pounded up. I think Chelsea Chandler could get takedowns on her. And I think Chelsea Chandler low-key can hold her own with her on her feet. Not to say that should be her main game plan, but I think she can at least hold her own under enough that she can get the respect that will open the lane to make the takedowns easier. And then be able to get the takedowns and really just grind out Cachoeira. Like sloppy, low of MMA, striking, and then Chandler mixing in some takedowns, controlling her, probably getting into mounts over time and dropping some little weak hammer fists and stuff on top of her. Just, again, very low-level MMA fight. But Chelsea Chandler being a more well-rounded fighter, the bigger and more well-rounded fighter, and that being her path to victory. So, in this one, I got Chelsea Chandler via decision. Now, to our next fight we have in the flyweight division, we got Bruno Silva versus Edgar Chairez. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'll go low confidence Bruno Silva to beat Edgar Chairez. So yeah, Edgar Chairez's wins really aren't aging that well. I think most guys he's beaten have been cut down. Most guys he's fought, for the most part, have been cut down. A lot of guys he's fought have just been like one-round fighters, and what he basically did is pretty much just send them out the first round and submit them, or finish them. And his last fight was very close. He could have arguably lost it. But yeah, going against Bruno Silva, I think Bruno Silva is the better overall grappler. I do think that Chairez is the better finisher, grappling-wise. But Bruno Silva technically is a better grappler, offensively and defensively in this fight. Finish-wise, I'm saying, what to say, with the takedowns in the top position and the bottom position, he's a better grappler. And as far as dictating how the fight, where the fight will take place, he's a better grappler. So as far as who will get the takedown, Bruno Silva's better. Submissions, offensive, like overall skill of grappling, Bruno Silva is the better grappler. On the feet, Bruno Silva I think has the heavier hands. He's a quicker starter of the two. And yeah, I see a good scrap, but I think Bruno Silva will land the heavier shots. I think he'll win the takedowns. I think he'll win the position in this fight if this fight does go to the ground. And I think he'll be better prepared to defend the submissions and, again, come out on top of the grappling. Like, if he has the fit of guillotine, be able to pop out the guillotine, probably pass to half guard, or be able to just double leg and just landing side control. I think he'll do a good job of doing these things here. And I think he'll do a better job of pushing the pace here. Landing the heavy shots, pushing the pace, getting off to an early start. Chairez kind of having to rally a little bit, or needing to rally. I'm not saying he will, I'm saying probably needed to rally. But Bruno Silva getting a good head start and just pushing the pace and winning the positional battle if needed here. And I think he beats Edgar Chairez by decision. So in this one, I have Bruno Silva via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the bantamweight division, we got Marcus McGhee versus John Yannis. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'll go average confidence. Marcus McGhee to beat John Yannis. And yeah, this is a big, big step up in competition. Way beyond John Yannis' depth level. Like, he got beat on the Contender Series, or was that in his debut UFC fight? Either way, he got dominated by Bashi. And then they gave him like a guy that's, around his level, and he finished him. Now they jumping him up to the deep end. Like, they go from here to there to here. Like, it don't make no sense. Marcus McGhee is a much better striker, has more power, more speed, more athleticism, just better overall on the feet. And John Yannis don't really have no grappling side of any. McGhee, low-key, probably can mix in grappling and beat him there if he wants to. Just a big depth level, just a big difference in depth level. Again, I just think Marcus McGhee is just a better raw fighter. I think it will be able to break John Yannis down over the course of the fight. I think he stops him early to mid-second round via TKO. So in this one, I got Marcus McGhee via second round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the light heavyweight division, we got Iwo Baraniewski versus Junior Tafa. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I will go average confidence Iwo Baraniewski to beat Junior Tafa. So yeah, Junior Tafa is still a one-dimensional fighter. His takedown defense has improved somewhat, but not that much. Iwo Baraniewski is a high-level judoka. And underrated grab skills that we have not seen too much in UFC, but I think this will be a good fight for him to do it. Iwo Baraniewski definitely has shown to be a hard-hitted fighter. But when you look at a lot of guys he did choose to strike with, either he just had a huge striking advantage with, or there was a bit of grappling on the other side that, he's like, that would probably be a tougher fight for me to do. It's better just to strike. Where Junior Tafa, there's no threat of no submissions coming back at him. The takedown defense ain't that good. And then when it's on the ground, Junior Tafa is a fish out of water. So I can see Baraniewski looking to mix in the grappling here. Maybe looking to strike a little bit. Maybe mix a couple leg kicks. Tafa can't really check leg kicks and don't receive them very well. So mix a couple leg kicks in there. Probably throw a couple little power shots. And then Junior Tafa start to get probably start to throw some heat back and get caught up in the striking exchange. I see Baraniewski mixing in the takedowns, taking him down, pounding him up, and then submitting him in short order. So I see like a first round submission late for Iwo Baraniewski. Again, the grappling differential is just too big. And we might see Baraniewski just this big power puncher, but his actual background is grappling. He's going against a guy that has zero grappling. And it's just a smarter path. And I think Baraniewski definitely got that trying to elevate and pursue higher things. He's not just looking to just be a knucklehead. So I think he will definitely look to mix in his martial arts and add a submission finish to his resume in the UFC. And I think this is a good fight to do it and a good fight to make him look good in that department. And I think he will do it. So in this one, I have Iwo Baraniewski via first round submission. Now to our next fight, we have a catchweight bout at 130 between Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'll go average confidence Alessandro Costa to beat Matt Schnell. And Matt Schnell never really had the best chin. For the past 5 years, he's been inconsistently motivated. He's been retired, unretired, retired, unretired, retired, unretired. And Costa's a well-rounded fighter, so it's not like Costa's this guy that can just strike. He's not this guy that just can grapple. He can bring heat on the feet, and he can bring heat on the ground. He can finish you by KO. He can finish you by submission. He also can beat you by decision. So he could beat you over 15 minutes. He can stop you by KO. He can stop you by submission. So it's not really that big a gap for Schnell to win. Because, the time where Schnell has been getting a peak part of the feet, but the guy was suspect on the ground, he's been able to submit them. There's been times where guys have been decent grapplers, and Matt Schnell's been able to stimulate the been guys that maybe been a full package, but they had bad gas tanks, and Matt Schnell was able to survive the first round and then put on like a overall clinic over them beyond it. But again, Costa could beat him over in all facets. But I see like a first round TKO for Alessandro Costa. Matt Schnell's chin's not that great. His motivation's not that great. Alessandro Costa got heat. And I think he'll put a pace on that. Schnell just can't keep it with, and I think he'll be able to find the chin and put Schnell out mid to late first. Well, I'm gonna say mid to late first round TKO for Alessandro Costa. So in this one, I have Alessandro Costa via first round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the bantamweight division, we got Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'll go low confidence Santiago Luna to beat Bryce Mitchell. So yeah, in actuality, Bryce Mitchell's win over Said Nurmagomedov is not actually even that impressive. I guess this is impressive to show you his heart and the fact that he went through adversity to get that win. At the very least, he's a tough fighter. We know that. He's been highly ranked at featherweight before, so we know he's a legit fighter. So that's true. He's a legit fighter, and he showed that once again in that fight. But as far as like saying, what did your skills look like in that fight? They did not look that great. We know Saad Nurmagomedov was a fader. Saad Nurmagomedov was dominating him, picking him apart, like just straight up, just running him over in the first round. Second round, that gas tank started to beep, started to blink red. Check engine light came on. Bryce Mitchell was starting to get some rest success, and Saad Nurmagomedov was really too tired to get up off his back the rest of the fight. That's pretty much a broad explanation of the fight. But now he's going to Santiago Luna. These Mexican fighters are starting to do amazing. They're starting to develop better, starting to be on the rise. And I think Santiago Luna is going to be one of these Mexican fighters that's going to, be leading the charge, especially now, like in this current era. Like, you have different eras, but this current era, like 2026 into the 2030s and stuff. Then I think Santiago Luna is going to be one of the guys leading the charge. Might win a belt, might fight for a belt, but probably going to be like a top 5, top 10 fighters at some point in his career, maybe sooner than later. And I think Santiago Luna is the full package. Obviously, it's a big step up for him. And obviously, there's still a lot of questions. But I don't see Bryce Mitchell really having a great career here at bantamweight. I think he'll probably, fully settle into a journeyman, not even like a gatekeeper, like not no top 5 guy at this weight class. I think he'll be like a guy that maybe sit outside the top 15, maybe touch the top 15 a couple times. But I don't really see him being at the same level of success that he was at his best at 45, when he was a better 45er. But yeah. But I think Santiago Luna will be too sharp on the feet. I think he'll do a good job of stuffing the takedowns. And also, I don't think he'll slow down at all. I think he'll be able to push the pace. And if anything, I feel like Luna will be the one pushing the pace down the stretch. Again, mixing the martial arts, mixing the strikes. Maybe he'll score some takedowns of his own late in the fight. Probably just it is the final round, him getting a takedown on a Mitchell that's probably been getting chewed up, probably getting his legs chopped up, probably ripped to the body, ripped up top. And then Bryce Mitchell probably started looking to press, try to touch him with some power. And then Luna level change and gets a takedown on him. Just a slight make his butt touch the mat. Get like a little 5 seconds. Mitchell gets back up. But just a little scoring shot. Just a little cheeky little IQ move. Get a little takedown. And then that's just a shine to show like, I can do it all. I'm here to be a champ. I'm pursuing that. And look at me. I just got a takedown on one of the better wrestlers at the lower weight classes. I beat him on the feet, and then I got like 2 takedowns on him in the fight. Close competitive fight, but Luna, doing the right things to the edge and pushing the pace, pushing the tempo, and then outworking him down the stretch and beating Mitchell by decision. So in this one, I got Santiago Luna via decision. Now to the next fight we have in the lightweight division, we got Ziam versus Tom Nolan. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'll go average confidence for Ziam to beat Tom Nolan. And I could yap a lot about this one if I want to. I could yap a little bit if I want to about this one. So I'll let y'all I'll yap a little bit. So in this one, what language is he speaking? He's speaking Sims. But yeah, average confidence for Ziam. But yeah, I'll go a little bit about this one. I'll speak a little bit. Yeah, for Ziam, the better overall fighter. They're both tall and lanky. Let's see who's taller. Nolan just about a little bit of inch. But yeah, for Ziam, the better grappler, the better striker. Riding a better momentum, beating better fighters. I think Ziam will be to break down Tom Nolan, steal him into the second round, stop him late second round. I'll say by TKO. I can see by submission. But I see him more so ending on the ground. I see him doing a good job on the feet. Win the striking battle. I think he'll play a lot in the clinch. Look to, get his strikes off. Then get on the inside, tie Nolan up. A much safer, much smarter approach. Start to dig some knees in his body. Start to land some shots in the clinch. Then start to level change. I see him mix up even in the first round. I see probably the first half of that round being striking, maybe first 2 minutes, 250. And then probably around 3:30, Ziam starts to tie him up, drive knees to his body, drop some elbows up top. He started to break him down. They probably get a takedown in the final minute of that round. And do some decent work. Then the second round, probably around the minute 30, he gets a takedown again. But this time he's much more aggressive on the ground, start laying ground and pound, break Nolan down, bust him up. And Nolan just starts to wilt and start to bleed. And Ziam just smells that blood, sees that blood, and keeps going for it, breaking Nolan down, and ultimately gets a second round TKO mid to late second round. So in this fight, I got Ziam via second round TKO. Now the next fight we have in our co-main event in the middleweight division, we got Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shahbazyan. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'll go low confidence Brendan Allen beat Edmund Shahbazyan. So my main concern here is the striking. Shahbazyan has solid striking, solid power. Brendan Allen does not have the best chin. And Shahbazyan's taking offense is improving just a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit. But also his level of competition is looking good. He's like on a 4 or 5 fight winning streak. But literally everybody on that winning streak has either been cut or is about to be cut. Like Petrosi's likely on the chopping block. Bucka already been cut. I think Mooney is retired. And even in Petrosky, he couldn't even stop Petrosky. He took Petrosky to full 15 minutes. So his power ain't that crazy. Petrosky who got knocked about hip, Petrosky who just got knocked about Brundage, and you took him the full 15 minutes. So your striking ain't that good. And Brendan Allen just coming off a win over RDR, a very impressive win over RDR. Not DDP, RDR. Impressive win over RDR. Rainier de Ritter. And Brendan Allen has fought a much stiffer competition. And yeah, I can't name a single guy on Allen's resume that he's fought that's worse than anyone that Shahbazyan has beat along this winning streak. So this is a big difference in level competition. Allen was like number 5 right now. Shahbazyan's been fighting guys that haven't even been ranked on this winning streak. But yeah, the striking concerns, but outside that, I think Brendan Allen is the better overall fighter, better cardio, better experience, much better grappling. I think, Allen's gonna play it smart on the feet. He's gonna mix the shots in well. Keep the fight competitive on feet, but don't play it too much where he's trying to actually win on feet or trying to make it a striking battle, because that's when Shahbazyan can, clip him, put him out. But, keep the honest threat of the grappling, make it a striking battle, and then, start to land some good shots, and, maybe get Shahbazyan for a little bit, maybe get a little buzz on Shahbazyan, hit him with something that's going to tag him a little bit, sting him a little bit. Or maybe hit him some hard leg kicks. That's going to, again, get him something different to think about, something different to react about. Whether hit him with a heavy leg kick, and then he going to have to just instinctively react and try to check a leg kick, and then use that to get a takedown or get an entry to clinch. Or maybe you touch him with a hard shot, or touch him with a hard rear hand, and then he starts to react a little bit, his arms come up, and you could, again, enter on that. Or maybe throwing combinations, just blitz him a little bit, and then time him up. Otherwise, I think Brendan Allen's going to mix it up. But I think once Brendan Allen gets it to the ground, I think it's all she wrote. I'm going to say second round. And I feel like that's where typically Shahbazyan has lost a lot of his fights, especially the grapplers. He'll have maybe a decent, okay, competitive first round against these grapplers. Maybe he'll be whooping them. And then in the second round, his energy levels drop a little bit. It gets a little sidetracked, and then they're able to find open. Let's bring back the Brunson fight. That was the first fight they did that. And then I think Gerard Marchart, that wasn't too long ago. He was picking apart Gerard Marchart. No, did he finish? That's Moss finished. That was Dawkins who finished Gerard Marchart. Shahbazyan got finished by Gerard Marchart. But yeah, he was picking apart. In the second round, he got submitted. And it also was what a fight was it? It was Jack Hermanson. So it was a lot of fights like that. He at least lost 3-4 fights like that. And Brendan Allen just as good, if not better than anyone I just mentioned, especially right now. So I think Brendan Allen will be able to. And also, Brendan Allen just come to a fight where he was losing the first round to Rainier de Ritter, a fight he was a big underdog in. Then the second round, he went out there and dominated and made Rainier de Ritter quit. So yeah, probably a rough first round. Brendan Allen don't get to do. I'm not going to be getting straight up whoop, but tougher first round. Second round, he said blend it, get it to the ground, and once he gets it to the ground, I think Shahbazyan is going to wilt. Allen dropping big elbows on him. Shahbazyan gives him his back. Allen sinks in the rear naked choke. Second round submission for Brendan Allen. So in this one, I got Brendan Allen via second round submission. Now to our main event. We have in the welterweight division, we got Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'll go low confidence Belal Muhammad to beat Gabriel Bonfim. Yeah, a lot of people that's sharp trying to pick Bonfim, but yeah, if he wins, he wins. He loses, he loses. But I do not feel a particular reason to feel sharp about Bonfim. Maybe you're in the gym. Maybe y'all in his bed. She's sucking his dick or something. I don't know what y'all saying. But Bonfim has not shown great, super technical striking. He has not shown great power. He has not shown great inside boxing, inside Muay Thai. He has not really shown anything like that. He's a well-rounded fighter. His primary specialty is BJJ. Striking is good for sure. He definitely hold on with some of the best in the division. I'm not saying he'll beat them, but the fact that it's an MMA fight, he can hold his own and then mix the martial arts, and that's again, that's what you need to do. It's MMA at the end of the day, so he can do that. But I've not seen exceptional grappling. I've not seen exceptional striking by any means from him. I've seen exceptional grappling from him, but also seen him have exceptional grappling, but when he's not able to get it done against Dalby, he was doing all these transitions, moving like butter, but then in the second round when he wasn't able to submit Dalby, he gassed out. So he can show exceptional grappling, but when he's trying to go for this, all these moves and all that stuff, he could gas out literally doing his bread and butter. So that's not a great look. So, and also another thing, he got taken down 4 times by Souza, who's a striker and not even an elite striker, not even an elite grab. He got taken down 4 times. Yes, he went for 13 takedowns, and yes, was probably like 30% of accuracy, but Bilal is a much better wrestler than Souza. And if Souza go 4 of 13, I'm pretty sure Bilal could go 7 of 13 or 8 of 13. And even as worse, that you train him more, you're expecting him more from him. I think at the end of the day, Bilal Muhammad can at the very least go 4 of 13 as well. And now this 5 rounds. I mean, so this is a 5-round fight. This is Bonfim's first 5-round fight, or is it? I think he had a 5-round fight, but he finished it in the first round. But he has never been 5 rounds. I think he's fought one UFC 5-round fight, but I think he finished that fight. Yeah, he's definitely finished. He didn't go to full 5 rounds. Bilal Muhammad has won 5 rounds, both times, win, lose, or draw. He has won 5 rounds. He won 5 rounds against Leon Edwards. He won 5 rounds against Jack Della Maddalena. Another thing, say, oh, Bilal, I don't like the way Bilal Muhammad reacts to strikes. Bilal Muhammad has shown good reaction to strikes. I'm not saying that he has an iron chin, but when he get hurt, Bilal Muhammad's not a guy that get hurt and looks for ways out. Like, literally his first fight in the UFC setting was against Alan Joban. Joban dropped him like 4 times, but yes, he was getting wobbled and getting flipped around, getting bounced around the cage, dribbled around the cage, getting dropped here, getting dropped there, getting whooped on. But Bilal Muhammad never looked for a way out. When you say, oh, the Leon Edwards fight, the first fight, he got poked in the eye, his eye was literally bleeding. Not like a faker like Tom Aspinall. No blood in his eye, no this, that. Like, Bilal Muhammad literally swelled, was closing in. Like, that was a bad eye poke. Bad, like a legit reaction. Not like, oh, I can't sleep, Mike. Oh, let me close my eyes and walk up the cage like, let me make a vlog about this. Let me make a vlog about it. Like, somebody come on. Let me drag it out. Hopefully, Cyril gonna lose his next fight, so I don't have to fight him. He's whooping my ass. No, like, he legitimately, his eye was swelling like 5 seconds after get poked. Like, it was literally blood in his eyes. So, Bilal Muhammad, not a quitter by any means. And I think he's still motivated, still hungry. Bonfim, again, definitely live here, but I just don't see the angle. I've not seen this superior striking that's going to be so much better than Muhammad's. If anything, I think Muhammad's the more proven striker. I think Muhammad has the better footwork. He pushes higher pace. He's a better wrestler. I think they're both like striker grapplers, to be honest. And Muhammad does a better job of mixing, but does a better job of pushing pace. And I can't really see Bonfim submitting Muhammad. I can see Bonfim submitting him on the ground. I can really see Bonfim knocking him out. Again, Muhammad's been knocked out one time, and that was by Luque, who's an amazing offensive finisher, both in the striking and in the grappling. Bonfim has not really shown that high-level ability to finish or high ability on the ground or on the feet yet. Again, he's a developed fighter. He always can make improvements. And between these two, Bonfim definitely has more room to improve. I think Muhammad is a finished fighter, whereas Bonfim can develop, and that's the concern there. But again, I'm not in his gym. I can't see what he's improving. All I can do is go based off what I've seen. And I have not seen enough for me to feel like, oh, Bonfim's a sharp pick. So I feel like Muhammad can outstrike him, especially in the later rounds, like late second and beyond. And I think with Bonfim, I feel like as far as what I've seen, I haven't seen a fight where he's grown stronger into the fight. If anything, I feel like he's a roller coaster. His fight kind of goes here or kind of goes here. It's not here. Where I feel like Muhammad, I can see him just constantly staying here. Like Muhammad could keep that same pace and maybe even here. But Bonfim is like here. Like, that's how he is. He's not a fighter that builds into the fight or, gets stronger in the fight. Whereas Muhammad's guy, again, he can keep a steady pace through 5 rounds, do the same exact thing he's doing in round 1 and the same exact thing he's doing in round 5, or do what he's doing in round 1 even better in round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5. And maybe round 5 it might dip a little bit because obviously you're tired, but it's not like let me just hold on for dear life. Like, now he's on top, still working, still ground and pounding. Like, look at the one boy fight. That was a 3-round fight, but he was still whooping him throughout the whole fight. But yeah, to get to the point of this one, yeah, I still think the Bilal Muhammad's better fight. I think he could push the better pace. He has much more 5-round experience, and he has shown what I needed to see from him in 5-round fights. It's not like, oh, he's been around 5-round fights. He's been in a 5-round fight, but I didn't really see what I need to see. Like, I saw exactly what I need to see in those 5-round fights. Win, lose, or draw, I saw what I needed to see those 5-round fights from, and I have not seen that from Bonfim. And the biggest thing, I only feel like Bonfim really has that big of a finish upside, and this is a 5-round fight. So and Bilal Muhammad has shown the ability to thrive in 5-round fights, and push a pace throughout. I think he'll be able to outwork Bonfim, take him to the later rounds, maybe a close first 2 rounds, but third, fourth, and fifth, I feel like Muhammad is going to be just outworking him, getting takedowns on him, beating his guard, landing ground and pound, just smothering him, and I think he beats Bonfim by decision. So in this one, I got Bilal Muhammad via decision. And so that concludes my fight predictions for the full card of fights for UFC Fight Night, Muhammad versus Bonfim. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.